Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and like I did a couple weeks ago, I showed you through my fantasy team and how my season's been going, so I think it'd be a good idea to do it again. Now we're entering week 5. We've played four games, and you can see my record there, second out of 10 place. 4 wins, 0 losses, and 0 ties. I'm pretty proud of that. The season's been going well, not too many nail biters to be honest, and yeah, just a lot of good performances from my players. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I think I have a really well balanced roster. So this week, this is how the team's looking. Lamar is definitely going to be starting. He's projected to have about 26 points, and he's been hitting that number fairly consistently, even though he doesn't really throw the ball that much. The Ravens love to run the football, and he's also a focal point of playing that way as well. So him and Derrick Henry, they've been finding ways to coexist and both put up numbers in their own right. So I hope that continues. He's definitely going to be my starter. CeeDee Lamb as well. He hasn't actually had that huge eruption of a game like many people have expected him to, but um, as long as he stays, consistent with like the 12, 13, 14, 15 points a game, I think owners should be happy. He was my first pick, fourth overall pick, but whatever happens with him, I'm confident that he's going to go out there and deliver fairly consistently. Drake London as well. He's a good wide receiver too. If he's your best wide receiver, I think you're in trouble. But thankfully, he's not, and he actually has a pretty tough matchup. It looks like against Tampa this week. So um, he has been absorbing a lot of targets. I think Kirk is going out of his way to like try to get on the same page as Drake, which is valuable for us, but he hasn't really had a huge game yet. He's always around the 50, 60 yards. I can personally live with that, but I hope he at least reaches that mark against Tampa on Thursday. Zach Moss was just a recent addition to the starting lineup. I I'll show you last week's matchup right now, but this past week was the first game he started for me, so he might do the same this week because, as you can see there, Jahmyr Gibbs and J.K. Dobbins are both on bye. So yeah, I'm gonna need him to fill in there. Um, Evan Ingram is the tight end I drafted, but I don't know. He has trouble staying healthy. I don't really trust him right now, and tight end has been a real problem for me. So I might try and Dalton Schultz this week. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do with that position yet. JSN is a guy I like in the flex spot. I feel like he has a lot of upside. He can really take advantage of Geno Smith and kind of that high flying offense that they have. They had a big game against Detroit, and obviously it's DK's offense. DK absorbs the majority of the targets, but if JSN just takes the top off the defense one time, makes a couple big plays, I'm happy. So I think he's gonna be the flex for me going forward. I'm definitely waiting for TJ Hawkinson to come back. He's nursing the ACL injury, obviously, but yeah, I definitely need help at the tight end position if I want to continue to make a run. He's going to be very, very important down the stretch of the season, I think. So um, I'm always looking up the updates on his health. Yeah, so Gibbs had a nice game. JSN got 12 targets, probably because they were just throwing the ball all game. But as long as he gets the 6, 7, 8 targets we expect him to, I'm happy. Yeah, so I think this is going to be pretty much the starting lineup I'm going with on Sunday or Thursday, starting with Drake London. Jalen Waddle is just something I'm staying completely away from. With Tyler Huntley, Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle, whoever they start, I don't trust them enough to put Jalen Waddle in my starting lineup. Dak, rainy game against Pittsburgh on Sunday night. I don't love him in that spot. Evan Ingram still questionable. And then J.K. Dobbins and Jahmyr Gibbs on bye. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be my starting lineup right there. Um, yeah, I plan on starting the Bears against Carolina. Andy Dalton makes that offense a lot better than it was with Bryce Young, but still, this is a good matchup there. Um, they feasted on Tennessee. They held their own against Houston and in Indiana on the road. They played well against the Rams. They should have a similar performance against Carolina, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Chicago because the Jets going all the way to London against a good Minnesota offense, that's not a matchup I really trust right now. So, going to go with the Bears. The Bears are actually the defense I drafted. Okay, so now let's look at this week's matchup. I'm projected to win 59%, 110 points. I really want to surpass that because I haven't had an offensive explosion yet. And I think I'm pretty much due for that. Like a game where my team scores like 140, 150 points. Haven't had that yet. Might be tough this week with no Gibbs and no Dobbins. But yeah, you can never really rule it out. On my opponent's team, I really don't fear anyone. Um, I mean, theoretically, Mahomes could finally have his first good game of the season. I really hope that doesn't happen because his good games are 30 bombs, 35 bombs. So that could happen. George Pickens doesn't really scare me. Amari Cooper, not with Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball, honestly. Zeke is projected 5 points for a reason. Devon Achane has absorbed so many touches in that offense, so he's probably going to finish around 15 points as well. The Kelsey Mahomes stack I can never completely dismiss. They could find it against the Saints on Monday night. Um, Other than that, nothing really scares me on this team. Yeah, I don't. His bench is pretty thin as well. No real depth there. Um, yeah, so this game should be a win. I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself, but I'm pretty confident going in. I have just Harrison Butker on Monday, and he'll have Kelsey and Mahomes. So Monday could get interesting depending on how the previous day goes, but I'm pretty confident. Um, yeah, let me show you last week's matchup as well. Ended up winning 115 to 74. Just dominated. You know, I never really had to sweat this game. Um, Pretty much from the word go, we took the lead and we never looked back. Kyler Murray only having 12 points was kind of a dagger. Garrett Wilson fumbling early, and he never got his footing. Carson Steele, another fumble. So just these things, they kind of added up, and the game was never really close. So big win, nice win, and you just have to continue to stack these. And like I said here, Mike Gesicki, negative zero point 0.4 points, just absolutely brutal, atrocious performance. I haven't had a solution to the tight end position at all. Um, yeah, so that's why we're trying something different this week. I do absolutely regret not starting Kenneth Walker. I just thought after his injury he, would have been like eased into the lineup a little bit more, but that one completely my bad there. I didn't know it was going to be such a high scoring affair either, but he scored multiple touchdowns, a lot of yards, catching the ball as well as running. So he's gonna start this week for sure. I think that was my only mistake. Maybe trusting the Jets defense over Chicago, but still it's not that bad. Everything else kind of worked out well. CeeDee Lamb had his best game to date, still not absolutely elite like we're accustomed to, and Lamar's playing like an MVP. So that was last week, and um, yeah, like I said, my only mistake was not starting Kenneth Walker there. I thought I had reason to leave him on the bench, but he made me pay for that as well. So yeah, we're definitely confident looking into week 5. Um, I'm excited to see how this week goes, and yeah, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated and in the future, and um, I hope you guys enjoy these videos, seeing how my fantasy team is going. I am currently in second place out of 10 teams, because the guy above me is also 4-0, but he's just scored a few more points than I have, so that's what I'm trying to get at now. But thank you guys so much for watching, and